Good morning, sunshines, and this is Versus E bringing you a video review for Predators. Now, this movie is rated R, so don't expect all of you guys to be able to actually go out there and be able to see this. But I will review this for those who want to go see it still, and they probably haven't. And I'm surprised if you haven't because it's already like 2 or 3 weeks overdue. But anyway, this movie was produced, not directed, but produced by Robert Rodriguez, and I think it's actually a good call that he produced it because that way he was actually granted the ability to produce this film in his own studio, not in Fox's studio, but in his own studio, Troublemaker Studio, so that way he can have full control of what's going on. And I think that would be great for the fans because, hey, you know that Fox did they did interfere with AVP and AVPR, and they, you know what happened with AVP. I mean, they turned it into a teeny bopper movie, and I admit I was a teenager when I saw it, and I absolutely loved it. But the first few times watching it, I was like, okay, cool. After that, it was like, all right, what the hell just happened to the Predators? Basically, these last two spin-off movies turned the Predator into something that it wasn't. And what the Predator is a badass alien full of murderous intent that we all should fear. And it's a hunter, basically, out there to hunt big game. And if you were a worthy kill, it'd kill you, and you'd see it. And that's what the essence of a Predator is. I mean, yes, there's the sense of honor and all this other stuff, and I think that's what the other movies try to portray, but probably didn't do a good job of doing it. I think they, especially in AVP, what the heck was that? But anyway, I think Predators does capture the true characteristics of these Predators in this film. It does a very good job of doing that. So if you really want to see your favorite alien be what it's supposed to be, then you got to see Predators. This is also a small budget film, not a low budget, but a small budget film. So if you're expecting to see this film with great CGI, don't expect it too much, and you're probably going to be disappointed if you do go to this movie expecting that. There were some effects that I actually did enjoy, like the new plasma casters, and it's actually interesting because in this movie they do mention that the hunters, the Predators, they adapt all the time. They find new ways to kill. They find new gear, new armors, this and that, and it's really interesting because it's a big nod to the fans of the Predator franchise. Now, this movie actually is a sequel to the first movie. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but this movie actually is a sequel to the first movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it does a good job of being a sequel because it actually takes you back to the first movie at a certain point in the film. So that was actually a pretty nice nod to the fans there too. And also to mention the first movie, it does take you back to the sense of the first movie in the sense that they're in the jungle, they don't know what's going on, people are dying, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and they're trying to survive. And that's also basically the gist of the story here. I wouldn't even say story, I would probably just say plot, or the timeline, I guess you would call it. My goodness. Sorry about that. This phone is going to go off multiple times during this review.
Hello. Please leave a message.
Where was I? Oh yeah, it takes you back to the sense of the first movie. You know, people are trying to survive this and that, this and that, and that's, you know, there's not too much development of anything here, like character development, story development. If you're really gonna go see a movie expecting story development, character development, go see something like Lord of the Rings, because I mean, you don't see Predator or Predators expecting character development, right? I mean, you go to see a movie like this to see people killed, to see people hunted down, to see people scared, and that's what this movie does a great job of doing, and that's why I really thought Robert Rodriguez was the perfect guy to. There's probably no one else out there to do a better movie or a better sequel than Robert Rodriguez. And I really hope he takes on a sequel to another Predators movie, or maybe even a new Aliens movie. But we'll see how that works out. But anyway, he was able to produce this, so he was able to take full control of everything. With that being said, I mean, he's got the jungle down. He's got the He's got the whole, he's got the predators. There's 3 of them actually in this film. Well, yeah, there's 4. Let's say 4. There are 4 predators in this film. A lot of people disagree with me in saying that the predators, they were portrayed pretty well. I mean, you watch the predators and you're like, oh man, there's different kinds. And that's also the unique thing about this movie is there's multiple predators and there are different kinds and they don't get killed off too quickly like what happened in the first movie, the first AVP movie. I'm sorry, they don't get killed off too quickly. They all get their own little scene. They all get their own little moment, which was pretty interesting. You get a different array of characters with different expertise. You got your guy with the minigun. You got your guy with the AK. You got your girl with the sniper. Just different forms of weapons and things like that. And then you've got this random guy, Topher Grace, with absolutely nothing but a scalpel. But he actually does play an important part and an important twist to the movie, which did add a little bit more to what the movie was, and the theme of the movie, which was in order to kill a predator, you must become a predator. So that was pretty awesome. So Topher Grace, familiar face. That '70s show, he also played Eddie Brock, aka Venom, in Spider-Man 3, and you've also got the actress who plays Isabella. And like I said, she does play an important role. I mean, you've probably seen her. I remember her from I Am Legend. I think that was the movie. Yeah, I Am Legend. And also, you've got Adrian Brody, who's the main guy, Royce. And he's played in movies like King Kong, The Pianist. And you barely ever seen him in an action movie. And for him to be able to take on this role, his first action guy role, I think he did a pretty decent job. Although he could have done away without the Christian Bale Dark Knight voice. He actually did start to lose that towards the second half of the movie, so there's really no point in him doing the whole, Dark Knight voice there. But like I said, there really isn't any character development except for those 3 that I mentioned, and it was a great character development. You can definitely see the chemistry between Royce and Isabel. So it was pretty good, although I think they could have done away with that, but I guess you gotta survive. Maybe love has to survive too. I don't know. So yeah, there's not much else I can talk about except that this is a great film for the fans. This is a great flick for the fans. There's definitely a lot of nods to the Predator lore. I especially love the fact that when you saw these Predators, it really felt like you were watching Jason stalk you or Mike Myers stalk you, and it was really interesting. And there's plenty of action here, especially towards the last part. My biggest actually complaint here is the fact that the ending did end in an open ending style, and that's only saying that because I'm pretty sure a lot of folks who saw this didn't like the way it ended. But I actually did like the way it ended because it would actually open up for different possibilities for a sequel or spin-offs. Let's hope it's not an AVP spin-off done by Fox. But the ending did allow for it's an open ending, basically. And so a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people might like that. I for one, did like that. So I guess to finally close, this film does a good job of being what it is. It's aliens killing humans. You get your gore, you get your violence, you get your language. I mean, they go off with the F-bomb like throughout the entire movie. But you do get that. You do get that that same sense to the first Predator movies. At some points, too familiar to the first Predator movie. But hey, it is what it is, and it's a action horror hack slash film. So if you're expecting anything like character development, story development, great CGI, or anything like that, anything that you would expect from a movie like Avatar or Lord of the Rings not even Transformers, but I guess Transformers' sense of the CGI. But if you're going to see this movie expecting any of that, you'll be disappointed, and there should be no reason why you're a fan of Predator anyway. But if you are a fan of Predator, do see this movie. Like I said, it is rated R, so maybe it'll be a little bit harder for some of the younger fans to actually go out and appreciate the movie. But if you do get a chance to see it, definitely check it out, especially if you're a Predator fan, a longtime Predator fan, and you've been aching to see a Predator at its true nature. And that's what Predators is going to provide for you. So if I were to give this, a 5-point rating, I'd probably give it a solid 4. If it was a 10-point rating, maybe like a solid, not a solid, but maybe like an 8.5, close to 9. And that's only because I'm a Predator fan. If it was anything, if I wasn't a Predator fan, if I was just a general audience kind of person, just want to go see a movie like this where I want to see people die, I'd probably just give it like an 8 or a 7 because of just the different flaws, like, there wasn't too much great dialogue, the CG wasn't all that great and all that stuff, so I'd probably give it like a 7. But since I am a fan and I am who I am, I would give it, an 8.5. Maybe, alright, let me be honest, as a fan, I'm gonna give it a 9. So, see this movie, give it a chance. If you're curious, check it out. I did see it once. I probably wouldn't pay $10, or actually it was like $12. I paid $12 to go see this at that theater. I probably wouldn't pay $12 again, maybe 10 or maybe lower than that. But basically, once it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll probably aim for the special edition. But that's just me. That's just coming from a fan. But yeah, that's my review. I hope it helped any of you guys curious who wanted to see the movie. So take my word for it. Check it out if you're a Predator fan. That's all I'm going to say. So yep, that's my review. Take care, guys.